Aubrey Spencer is an architect who had sort of a disaster at work and just hitting a rough patch in her life. She's a bit adrift, and she goes up to the coast. Say this whole book is set up in the Northern California coast, about 3 hours north of San Francisco, which is an area that not a lot of people know about or get to. It's a little bit isolated. It's pretty far up a very windy road. So so it's not exactly overrun with people, that area. It's a little it's when you get up there you feel like you're away from things, truly away from things, which is really nice. Um so she's taking a couple weeks up there, and she is a amateur photographer, and she's just trying to indulge her love of photography, and she loves old things and abandoned things, and she sort of stumbles across this hotel, and she is quite intrepid and ignores the no trespassing sign and keeps on going, and she goes into the hotel, and it is an old hotel from the golden era of Hollywood. So just to me it's very vivid in my mind. I hope it is to readers as well, what it must have looked like, and just the memories of I shouldn't say memories. It's sort of the imaginations of what must have gone on there and who must have been there back in the day. And she does meet Dmitri Petrov, who's a fellow trespasser. He scares the heck out of her, and then they get along quite well. And he is trying to pitch a video series to Netflix about abandoned spaces. So that's his thing. He's not a ghost hunter. He's an abandoned guy, and so that's what he's up to. And I don't think I'm giving anything away because it says it on the cover. They get along quite well, but the next morning he is dead. So Aubrey's, of course, confused and horrified and trying to figure out what's going on. And then some mysteries come up about Dimitri himself, and that kind of spurs her on to do more. And she winds up spending a lot of time in Gualala, which is the nearby town, which again is a small town. It's a former Russian fishing village. There's still not a lot there. There are a few little hotels, restaurants, two grocery stores, and that's about it. So it's very just a little town. And I spent a lot of time up there. So it's really fun for me to sort of use some of the characters I've met in the town, and in the bookstore, the Four-Eyed Frog bookstore, which is actually a bookstore up there. Um, yeah, so those are the sort of supporting characters, and then she gets to know from them about the sort of the history of this hotel and what people there say about the hotel and the things that have happened up at the hotel, because it has quite a lurid past. During its years of abandonment, some horrible things have happened in the hotel. So that all starts to gel. I've always loved murder mysteries. I think there's a reason they're so popular. And I've never been a police procedural gal. So not coming at it from the police perspective, one of the main things you have to figure out is why somebody would get involved. Why would a civilian get involved in a murder mystery? So, because normal, rational people would not do that. But, and of course, in books, you can push it a little bit more because sometimes these people are at a certain point in their life or something where they feel compelled to get involved. But um, piecing together the bits of somebody's, like in this case, because Aubrey felt so connected to Dimitri, even though they hardly knew each other, she really wanted to figure out who he was and why someone would have done this. And that is to me really compelling, because it's, what would bring someone to actually try to end someone else's life. And I know that in real life, most causes of murder are just ridiculous. People get drunk in a bar and they kill somebody. It's, it doesn't have a lot of a lot of motive. That's very interesting. But I think in a murder mystery, we really can explore that kind of thing, that You can explore what would drive someone to feel that passionate, to do something like that. What would be involved in that? So yeah, I do find that exciting.